Well, hello there, everyone. This is Mazske Finance coming to you from South Florida. Financially independent, but sort of in a lean way. It's better today than it was, say, last month. Anyway, remember, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an attorney. I share my stories of experiences that I've had, and I might share some opinions at time. Always my opinion. Okay, if you've seen my last two videos, I had two different videos on BRRRR walkthroughs. One was in the city of Chicago, one was in Northwest Indiana. Two different BRRRR projects. And actually I have three BRRRR projects going on, but we haven't done a video on the third one yet. Okay, it's just beginning. All right, so if you're new to my channel, and welcome, I have some new subscribers. I think a lot of you came over from Dion Talks. I was on his channel. Thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate it. I am a guy, if you get to know me, I may vent sometimes, I may rant, I may share stories. I always have a smile on my face. I'm trying to help society, but life is good. Life is good no matter what you see here, because I do act a little bit sometimes too, and I'm tweaking my presentation just a bit at times, trying new things. All right, and if you came from Dion's channel, and he was teaching me a little bit about how YouTube works, you'll see my thumbnail that I put up. That may change over time, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm an older guy. I was an electronics technician years ago. I understand technology, how it works on the inside a little bit. Apps nowadays, it's still a learning curve for me for certain apps. Okay, so trying to make a thumbnail, you'll see a picture I have up. You'll see a title. You will not see as of yet. Maybe it'll be there by the time you see this video, but you won't see my face in there just yet. You won't see the Mazske Finance logo in there just yet. But hopefully, it'll be coming soon in future thumbnails. Okay? So with that being said, BRRRR. What is BRRRR, you might ask? Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. Okay? Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. The joy of BRRRR, the allure of BRRRR, it's all over BiggerPockets. BRRRR. The allure of it is you use money to do the BRRRR project, and at the end you refinance and get your money back. Hence, it could be a free house for you. Okay, that sounds exciting. You get a free house. I had a successful BRRRR back in 2019, 2020, whatever it was, in Birmingham, Alabama. I was living in the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia, so it was a successful BRRRR. And now I'm working on 3 other BRRRRs, okay? But here's the risk of BRRRR, all right? The risk of BRRRR. A lot of times when someone has that adventure of a BRRRR project, they may borrow money to do it. They may use a HELOC loan. They may use a 401k loan. They may borrow money from a friend, from family, from a hard money lender, that sort of thing. All right. Anytime you do any of those strategies, there's a risk. My BRRRR strategy in Birmingham a couple years ago, we used a 401k loan. It was for my wife's 401k. I was confident that if it didn't work out, we could still pay off the 401k loan from her paycheck. Not that we'd want to pay the full thing off, but if it didn't work out as good as what I thought it might work out, say it appraised at a lower amount, I could afford to leave some in there because we were both working at that time. I could afford to leave equity in the property and we'd still pay the 401k loan off from her paycheck. Okay, there was risk there because what if she lost her job, or something happened? So there's risk. All right, if you have a HELOC loan, because you have a couple other variables. When you do the BRRRR strategy, it takes a period of time. All right, I had the BRRRR in Birmingham, the BRRRR in Chicago, the BRRRR in Gary. I may go into it thinking, oh, the work will be done in 4 weeks. It won't be done in 4 weeks. All right. Whatever you're told by contractors, whatever you think in your own mind, if it'll take 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, add a little bit to that. Add 25, 50% to that. It can and will take longer than what you think it will, because that's just the times we live in. It can be hard to find workers. Materials may be slow in coming in. You may have to order something and you may need a window and you're waiting 6 months on the window. You just don't know. Okay, so there's unknown delays going into it. You don't know how long it's going to take. All right, so while you're holding this property, you have to have insurance on it, homeowners insurance, some kind of insurance, landlord's insurance, whatever it is, you got to have that insurance. Why? What if that house burns down? You got to have insurance, all right? You got to pay taxes. If you have a loan out, say a hard money loan, a loan from a friend, you're paying interest, all right? So with my Chicago BRRRR, I am using a lender, Kiavi. Once I figure out how to do it, maybe I'll put something up there in my Kiavi video. I have 2 videos talking about Kiavi, and I have a link, I think in both those videos, where if you decide to use them, if you successfully close on a property, because you can get a 30-year mortgage through them, they're a non-QM lender, you can get $350, I'll get $500, okay, if you use that link. So no extra cost to you, no cost to you at all, but you would get $350, okay, then I get $500. So it's win-win for both of us, right? And then once you do it, you can refer other folks and get that $500. All right, so I'm using Kiavi in Chicago. What they're doing is a bridge loan. We purchased the property. I had to put 25% down, and they basically gave me the loan to buy the property. They are reimbursing me for when I spend money on the rehab, they reimburse me for it after a while when I submit it. It's like a draw. But they are charging me an interest of 9.95% that I pay every month. And I bought this house in February, so my first interest payment was, I think, April. So April, May, and June's coming up here pretty soon. All right, and then July if it's not refinanced by July. So you got that interest cost. You have to pay utilities. And if it's wintertime, if it's cold, you have to heat because you got workers in there. You might turn the heat on. So you might have electricity, you might have water, you might have natural gas. You've got to pay those utilities. All right. And let's say if you have that loan out, at the end is a refinance. You know what's happening right now with interest rates? Interest rates have gone up. So what will interest rates be 3 months from now? What will they be 6 months from now? What will they be 8 months from now if it takes you 8 months to complete it? You don't know. So when you run your numbers, calculate it using a higher interest rate. Because what if you do the cashback refinance and now the interest rate, instead of being your expected 6%, it's 8.5%. What would happen? What would happen? Okay. Run the numbers. You know yourself. I don't know you. You know yourself. You know what your cash reserves are. Because if you're going to do BRRRR, you got to have more cash reserves than what you think you need. You got to have more. I'm doing 3. I need larger cash reserves. They're getting spent down because I'm doing 3 BRRRRs. Okay, so they're getting spent down. 2 out of the 3 are getting very close to being done for me. All right, so with my other 2 BRRRRs, and here's where I'm not worried about it per se. With the other 2 BRRRRs, I pay cash for those houses. I'm paying cash for the rehabs. There's no loan involved. It's just cash. So yes, I want it to be a successful BRRRR. Yes, I want it to appraise high and be able to pull all my cash back out. But if it's not, if it appraises low or the interest rate is extra high, it's 9%, and I'm like, I want that monthly cash flow. So I have an option. I have more flexibility because I can leave cash in the deal. To make it easy numbers, say it appraises for $100,000 and I can do a cashback refinance on 70% of it, 70 grand. But say that high interest rate, I'm not cash flowing enough with my mortgage, maybe I'll refinance it at 50 grand and I'll leave extra money in there so I can get more cash flow because I don't have a loan to pay off. Sure, I'd rather put 70 grand in my pocket versus 50 grand in my pocket, but I have some flexibility there, okay? But if you're borrowing money, if you have a HELOC, you're borrowing from your 401k loan, you're borrowing from a friend, a hard money lender, you may not have that flexibility, all right? So if I was a newbie investor, I stay away from BRRRR. It's too risky to a newbie investor. If you're a veteran investor and you've never done it before, be aware of the risk. There are risks involved, okay? There are risks involved. If you have done the BRRRR before, like I have, and you're successful, you know what some of the challenges are, you know what the risks are, but be aware rates are going up. 3-4 years ago, rates are coming down. Now rates are going up. That's an added risk, okay? So if you've watched my 2 videos on the BRRRR in Chicago and the BRRRR in Northwest Indiana, and you're thinking, wow, I want to do that, because what I didn't say in those videos, I don't think, is that if I'm successful, I will basically, the one in Chicago is different because I'm not putting all my money into it, but say the one in Northwest Indiana, if I'm successful, I get all my money back. It's like it's a free house. And my third house, it's my second house in Chicago, if I'm successful, I get all my money back. So it's like it's a free house. All right, the first one in Chicago, the one Dom did the walkthrough, that will end up being like I bought a rental property that's been rehabbed and I'm putting 25 to 30% down. It'll be a good deal, but it's not going to be a free house, okay? So the other 2, that's not truly a BRRRR then. It is, but it isn't. The other 2 are true BRRRR projects, and they may end up being free houses, okay? Hopefully this helped you in just a bit in making your decision, do you want to BRRRR or not? Again, I caution you, if you haven't done it before, we're in times right now where there's added risk. You may want to just step back, educate yourself, learn about it, and when you're ready, you pull the trigger and you move forward. But just be careful. Be aware of the cost. A BRRRR project is expensive. Yes, you might get all your money back, but you need deeper pockets, let's say. And if you're borrowing all that money, be aware. There's risk. Rates are going up. There's risk. Okay? All right. With that being said, I don't know what thumbnail you'll see when you see this, but as time goes on, I think hopefully I'm an old guy. Hopefully you'll see better thumbnails as time goes on. Okay? And hopefully as time goes on, you'll see a little bit better in my videos too. All right. Good enough. Stay safe in all you do, friends. Keep loving life. Keep sharing, clicking the thumbs up, subscribe, etc., etc., etc. And Mazske is signing out.